Bliss, everyone. Bliss, bliss, bliss. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So excited to connect with you as always. Today is a brand new weekly reading. I am so excited to connect with you. We not only have a weekly reading today, but we also have a full moon in Taurus reading today for the 31st, a Halloween blue moon. So lots to talk about. We also have the thinning of the veil portal that is at its peak right now for this week. So exciting to tap into. I know a lot of you are probably already feeling it. So we're going to get right into a review of last week so that we can move right into all of the amazing things that we're going to talk about today for this weekly reading and energy update. Go ahead and take a couple deep breaths. Center yourself, get nice and relaxed and comfortable, and allow yourself to really just divinely connect to your intuition, your inner being, and the way in which it is expressing itself, okay? All right, so let's do a little review of last week just to get a feel of what we want to talk about this week and where we're coming from energetically. And feel free, all of you watching live, please let me know where you're joining in from. Let me know how you're feeling today. And for those of you who are watching these weekly readings for the first time, welcome. My name is Rissa, aka Readings by Rissa, and I am a professional intuitive and intuitive coach. I help spiritually curious people activate their intuitive gifts and discover their enlightenment path. And I'm so excited to assist you here and now on these weekly readings. I also provide one-on-one mentorship and coaching for all of you who are interested. There's a lot of clients that I have that have been really diving deep into their self-discipline and their spiritual growth, and they have been seeing some amazing, amazing results in their abundance, in their intuitive gifts, in their soul purpose activating, and their ability to feel confident and courageous in that purpose. And so if this is something that you're really craving or that your spirit has been really calling you to have more mentorship or coaching in your intuitive path or enlightenment path, please reach out to me. I'm here for you, and I would love to discuss what coaching looks like with me. And you can go ahead and also book a consultation call to discuss the program options with the link in the description once this video uploads. But if you can't wait, you can go to the last weekly reading, and that has that information in there as well. All right, so let's go into a review of last week before we start with this week's messages, just to get a nice feel of where we're coming from. Last week, we had a prioritization of pleasure. That was our focus last week. And we started the week with the card Garden of Delights, Enter the Garden of Delights. And this was really just setting the stage for us in recognizing our desire, recognizing our pleasure, recognizing what brings us joy, and really starting to flow into those activities more often and really prioritizing pleasure. Then in the middle of the week, we had the healing card, letting us know that as we prioritized pleasure and as we moved into more joy, we were healing our spirit and we would experience more surfacing of what healing may need to be done. Really powerful card for the middle of the week. And then the end of the week, to round it up with even more power, even more magic, and the weekend card that we're in right now is miracles. And this ability to create miracles, to manifest miracles when we prioritize pleasure, when we heal ourselves, and when we truly do the work to maintain that energy in our lives, we naturally will see miracles show up for us. So hopefully all of you had your own set of miracles that showed up for you this week, even if it was just waking up, even if it was just feeling better than you did yesterday, even if it was just feeling this sense of healing with a situation that you've been really wanting healing on. Miracles are everywhere when we look at them and look for them. So feel free to comment in the description or in the comments about what miracles you've experienced this week, because big or small, they're all important, and the more that you can share and have witness to them, the more miracles you'll attract into your life and the more confident you'll be in attracting those miracles into your life. Okay, so with that being said, let's hop right into this week's messages. There's so many things to talk about. These are the messages that I received from my meditations, my readings, my connections to all sorts of, guides that I have of high vibration of love and light, and the messages that I receive from the Mass Collective when I tap into its energy. So let's go right into what we can expect for this week to come. Today is the 25th of October. We're going to cover 25th of October today all the way until the 1st of November. And so we are entering a brand new month, which is something that is very important right off the bat for spirit messages that we're transitioning into a new month. And we're transitioning from the Empress energy of October. That's the card that I pulled from the annual reading all the way back in January when I pulled a card for every month of 2020. And October's card was the Empress card, really holding space for that divine feminine energy, that nurturance, that energy of intuition and creativity and grace and receiving what we need. And then this month, as we transition from the Empress in October to November, the November card is Mother of Mercy. So we're going to keep this theme going of the divine feminine and holding space for the mass collective and holding space for the masculine energy to heal, because we talked a lot about that as well the last couple of weeks, how that Empress energy of October was helping the masculine healing that was happening in the Mercury retrograde and the Mars retrograde and those fiery moons that we had over the last couple of weeks. And so we're feeling now this energy of continual holding space from the divine feminine, the Mother of Mercy, really providing a sense of unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, grace for all who may be suffering or who may have transgressed in their paths or who have just been needing that space held for them without judgment and just pure love and connection. So exciting. So with this Mother of Mercy card, I want you to keep this in mind for this entire month of November as we move into it, knowing that that Empress energy is going to shift a little bit into more of this unconditional love and service of the world and compassion of the world, and also still integrating some of that magic and intuition and mystery of the Empress. So let's go ahead and continue in these messages. As we transition from one month to the next, we are feeling the energetic shifts of that. We are noticing that as we move into November, you know, the season is getting a little colder. We're getting a little deeper into the shadows of our shadow work. We're getting a little deeper into the mystery of the thinning of the veil. And so there's a lot of transition here. There's a lot of things to experience as we change and adapt to the new energy shifts. I keep getting these cards getting dropped off. I think we're going to be pulling some angel cards pretty soon here at the end of the reading, because they are really talking. They're really wanting some attention. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But we also want to talk about, as we transition, as we move into the new month, as we do the shadow work, especially since we're in Scorpio season. Happy birthday to all those Scorpios out there. Moving from Libra season to Scorpio season, we're now seeing this strong energy of shadow work, mystery, magic, this energy of even darkness, things coming up that are really dark and deep that maybe are uncomfortable to focus on, but are so important to put our attention towards so that we can face it, we can be fearless, we can be graceful, and we can move through it in a beautiful way. So with this, we really want to empty our vessel. The emptying of our vessel is so important, because as we empty our vessel, we start to make room for what we are meant to receive. And so what I mean by emptying our vessel is first recognizing, and I read this in a really powerful book I've been reading, the Magdalene Manuscript. I know I've mentioned it before, but towards the end, it talks about all these different types of spiritual practices and theories that really help to hone in our divinity. And it talks about the energy of the emptiness of our vessel, the fact that most of our body is actually space. It doesn't have a lot of substance to it. You know, most of our body's water. We also have our cells that are all close together, but not necessarily touching. And in between all of those cells is open space, right? So we really are quite empty, not in a bad way, but in a way of being open channels, being able to be permeable for things to flow through us and to not get stuck or halted or weighed down by things, but instead to let things pass through us and as we are an empty vessel. And so if you've been experiencing a lot of shadow, if you've been experiencing a lot of things that you don't really want to experience, your flaws, your discrepancies, other people's flaws and discrepancies, even deception and things that are hidden and coming to the surface. If you've been feeling a lot of that shadow stuff showing up for you, remember that you can let these things pass through you. You don't want to cover them up. You don't want to bury them under the rug. You want to let them flow through you because you are a permeable being of light. And you can let that energy flow through you as you face it and as you work with it and accept it and let it move through you so that you can move on. Okay, and so doing the work in journaling, meditating, allowing yourself to see what comes up and to deal with it right then and there, to not hide it, but to let it show, communicate it, express it, and move through it. Okay. So important to be that empty vessel for cleansing the mind and being still. Because when we can cleanse the mind, when we can release all the thoughts that have been clouding our mind, when we can really be still with ourselves, not letting a lot of thoughts come through, being very present in the moment, and being very still and centered, we are actually allowing ourselves to listen to ourselves for maybe the first time in the day or week or in your life, depending on how often you do that. And it's that listening that provides us the divine awareness of what is most important for us to focus on and what is most important for us to do to get us in our highest vibration. Okay, so listen to yourself. Let yourself get in places of stillness and silence and just truly sit and let yourself be, and let yourself be the empty vessel that allows things to pass through. And as those things pass through you, reflect on them, give them love, give them light, give them awareness, give them compassion and acceptance. Be that mother of mercy for those shadow aspects of yourself and just let them pass through, okay? So being present is really a big part of that. So really letting go of any focus on the future where you're overly focused on what you have to get done or what you're not getting done in time or what you feel like you're worried about happening in the future. Let that stuff go. Also let go of any stress or worry of the past where you're feeling just irritated by things you could have done differently or things you wish you would have learned or known back then or done back then. Don't focus on that stuff. We're here in the present moment. This is where the magic is. This is where change can really happen. This is where you have the most control. You have control over your present moment. You don't have control of the future. You don't have control of the past. You have control of the present moment. And by stepping into that control and that power and in that magic of the present moment, you are able to manifest more for your future that you want. And you are able to surrender more to the divine timing and order of whatever that has for you moving forward. But by focusing on the present moment, you're doing your work where you can actually control that magic most. Okay, so honor that, honor that, honor that. And now another thing that I was getting as well is it's so important for us to receive love and light in every form right now. That's through our reading, that's through our speaking, that's through our listening, that's through what we watch, that's through what we eat, what we experience, what environments we put ourselves in. We must consume light and light vibration, because right now in a moment when we're already doing so much shadow work intuitively and internally, and where we're already focused so strongly on those things that are dark, mysterious, magical, and also full of shadow, we want to make sure we're balancing that by consuming and letting in light. Okay, so important. So any way that you can let in a high vibrational energy, eating clean, eating high vibrational foods, foods that are organic, foods that are raw, foods that are, fruits and veggies that come from the earth, that are not processed, that are not, overly processed, right? That's consuming light in food, right? Drinking lots of water, that's consuming light. There's so much light in water. There's so much high vibration in water. Making sure you're really drinking a lot, staying hydrated. Also making sure that you're consuming positive media, that you're watching things that have a positive message and that bring you into more clarity, into more conscious, higher vibration, and into more just beauty and pleasure and connection. Reading as well, things that do the same, just speaking positive messages to yourself and others, and only letting positive messages be received. Of course, if there's some constructive criticism that you need for something, or, somebody's pointing something out in which, it might be showing you a part of your shadow that has hurt them. Of course, that's not going to feel positive. It's going to be necessary to focus on that, but see if you can really see the light in that, the gratitude that you can have for having that realization show up for you in whatever way it does. This is consuming light. This is allowing that light in. And as we allow the light in, we recognize that we are the light in the night. We are the spark. And we are the ones that are really, truly shining brightly into any void space, into any dark aspects of ourself, or even dark realms of existence, to highlight things that need attention, that need a higher vibration, and that can be raised to a better frequency. So let yourself be the spark in the dark. Let yourself really enjoy the mystery, the magic, the excitement of being able to be the light in the dark, and to not be afraid, but to really truly walk with this confidence in who you are. I've been talking a lot about just remembering who the F you are, right? Remember who you are, right? Just really let yourself reflect on that. Remember who you've been and how you've overcome so much, and how you know truly that you are a being of light, that you have positive intentions, that you have a good heart, that you're out here trying to be your best self, and that you're always trying to create more love and light in the world. And that is your truth. So let that be what you focus on in those moments of darkness, so that you don't forget that you are that light. And you don't have to be afraid of looking at any shadow or any flaws, because those things are going to help you maintain your life by showing you what to look out for, to heal, and what to redirect for the sake of your higher vibration. Okay? So important. And there is magic here. This is the miracle. By reminding yourself of who you are, and that you are that light. And of course, in the midst of a darker season, Scorpio season, but also, as we enter fall or finish up fall, but enter winter shortly, we're really in this place of, more dark hours than light hours, more nighttime than daytime. And so we really want to enjoy the way that we're moving through that. This is an opportunity to step into a different form, to transform into something new, to really activate different parts of yourself that are strong in this season, and to really let this season be utilized for what it is: to reflect, to refine, to dive deeper, to face things that are important to face, to be fearless, and to really take charge in that energy. So important. And there is this energy of transmutation with that. There's so much healing happening. There's so much power in the ability to manifest new things. When we recognize parts of ourselves that are not flowing in accordance to what we want, those shadow parts of our experience or our lives or our internal selves, we are actually highlighting the exact thing that is keeping us from stepping fully into our desired reality. So that in itself, just by paying attention to it, by shining light on it, by working with it to move that limitation out of the way, we are naturally activating so much more magic for ourselves. So let yourself do that. And because we're in the thinning of the veil, this last week, from the 10/10 portal that we started in the beginning of the month, and now moving into this peak where Halloween and Samhain are really letting the veil be so thin, we're able to feel our guides more, we're able to feel our passed on loved ones more, we're able to feel our ancestors, our angels, and we're also able to feel our higher selves and our shadow self and our ego self so much more, because the veil is thin. We can see it more clearly. And so what we want to do is utilize that for what it is, and just be able to feel that transmutation of anything in the way. and feel the magic of that. This is such a great time for us to receive the deep and profound messages that are within our spirit that have been really, really eager to be shared. And that's where that getting still and quiet within yourself and meditating and letting those things come up to come out, that's where that comes in. I sat in meditation today for about 40 minutes and it was really powerful. And I couldn't even pinpoint all the energy that I was feeling. And it wasn't about attaching to that. It was about just letting it surface, letting it flow out, allowing for any emotions that were attached to those energies to also flow and be released, and to just feel lighter from that, from being able to listen and be still and let whatever needed to surface and come out be released. And sometimes you don't even need to attach to what that was or why that was. It's more so just letting it be released. So honor that, have grace with that, and just love yourself through that process, because there are such deep and profound messages that are coming through for us right now. You've got to listen to them too, because if we don't take the time to listen, then we're really taking the time to cut ourselves off from what spirit has for us. So if you want to hear what your spirit is telling you or trying to tell you, you've got to take the time to stop and listen. You've got to do the work. These aren't things that people can do for you. People can't sit you down and force you to meditate. You know, you can even go to a meditation class, but if you're not actually doing the work to meditate, if you're choosing to think about other things or, you know, just not focus or commit to it, then that's going to be your outcome. So you want to do the work and you've got to do it for yourself. Nobody else can do it for you. And sometimes that's the hardest part. Sometimes there's shadow aspects that come up in our ego, in our victim mentalities, in our frustrations or our feelings of neglect and abandonment when we are forced to do work that maybe we feel like we shouldn't have to do, or we feel like it's too hard to do, or we're just afraid to do. But this is the time where you really prove to yourself what you're made of, by rising into that energy and doing it anyway, doing the work anyway, as much as it may feel uncomfortable, okay? Now, I want to talk about karma, because I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks, and this moon that we have on the 31st, this Taurus full moon that we'll talk about even more in a little bit, but this moon is very karmic. It's connected to a lot of karma, clearing karma, paying karmic debts, clearing soul contracts, completing them, and also activating new ones. And we talked a lot about this a couple of weeks ago with the last moon we had, the last full moon we had, the one that we had on the 1st. And there's just this energy of really needing to face karma, which means that a lot of our past relationships, a lot of our present relationships are very significant, are showing a lot about themselves that needs attention, so that we can acknowledge what we've learned from those past relationships, the wisdom we've gained, the strength we've gained, the awareness we've gained, and we can close the door and do the work to move forward, but also to recognize the spiritual significance of the relationships we have now, the work that we may still need to do in those, the ways in which we're being encouraged to rise into new levels of ourselves through those relationships, and also just allowing those contracts to be honored and cherished in whatever way they're meant, and to really pay the karmic debt. If there's been something that you've been avoiding in helping someone out, or reaching out to someone, or just, you know, having a conversation that you feel like has been really necessary spiritually for you and them, or for you in an experience, doing some journaling and reflecting on it that you find is really necessary, don't avoid that work. Trust your intuition and do it, because it will provide you so much reward on the other side in clearing that karmic debt, in completing that soul contract, or just allowing yourself to see more into it. This is really, really important. We're also reconnecting with soul families, and also recognizing our deeper connections to our soul families, our soul siblings, our soul mates, our divine love partner. We're really recognizing our relationship to soul family connections and to soulmate connections. Maybe we have them in our lives already, and we're recognizing the significance of those relationships even more right now, because the veil is thin, our intuition is speaking to us, our guides are speaking to us, and they're really getting us ready for the work that we're meant to do with those people. or you're recognizing this just deep awareness of your own relationship to soul contracts, in that you may be attracting it, or you may be still holding yourself very separate from those kind of connections. I encourage you to ask yourself why. Is there fear? Is there doubt? Is there judgment surrounding your connection to soul family or soul divine love or soul mates or soul contracts? And let yourself start to get more familiar with that energy, more open to it, and more in the receptive mode for you to be able to connect in that way. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. This is helping us clear. This is helping us complete things. This is also helping us receive divine power and love and connection. So this is really, really beautiful. How is everybody doing? We've got so many people here. I want to check in. I've been on my flow, so I'm just like really, really moving through this and not even looking at you guys. So yes, Jasmine is here. Good to see you. Kevin is here. PJ is here. Penny is here. Linda's here. Marie is here as well. Zelda is here. Chad's here. Scorpio gang, Phoenix Flame, love that. Kayla's here as well. Good to see you. And Houston is here as well. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, you guys, I was just flowing, just talking, just telling you all the things that Spirit's telling me to tell you. And I was like, oh, I haven't even checked in with my people. So good to see you all. I'm so glad that you're all here watching live. And for all of you that are watching on the replay, thank you for watching as well. And so good to have you here energetically also. All right, so let's keep moving through this energy. Now, I also wrote down a note that I was feeling in my meditation today about movement of energy. And this really is coming through in so many different ways. It's a movement of energy in our spirit, where we're really, of course, doing that shadow, doing that spiritual growth work, that ascension work. So we're moving energy that's been within us, moving the energy of our passion, moving the energy of our healing, moving the energy of our shadows to really create a higher vibration. But we're also really being called to move things in the physical world as well, specifically money and even items, material items. Maybe you've been feeling called to, get rid of maybe a motorcycle that you've had in the garage forever that you don't use anymore. Or maybe you've been called to, move some things around in your living room, move the furniture around. Maybe you've been called to actually move some money around, to invest in some things, or to, transform your money into some other forms of currency. Or maybe you've been really just feeling some stagnancy in your abundance, and sometimes just moving money around by paying for things that you might have been hesitant to pay for because you feel like you can't afford it, but you need it. Like, pay that stuff off, like spend that money, because if we don't move money in our bank account for a while because we're afraid that we're not going to make more, we're actually creating that stagnancy in our bank account because we're choosing to tell the universe that we want everything to stay where it's at. We don't want the money to move because we're afraid it's going to go away. But that's really a lack mentality. That's really embodying a sense of lack. And this is something that I've been experiencing. I've been saving up a lot for a lot of things that I have that I'm saving for. But I've also been a little more frugal than I probably need to be right now. And I was getting the message that this is something for everybody, that we need to be able to not be afraid to spend the money that we know we need to spend on things, because we are supposed to be in a place of abundance mentality. Us as spiritualists, as believers in source, believers in God, believers in blessings and manifestation of miracles, we have to embody those beliefs by really trusting that we will always be taken care of, that we will always be given what we need, and that the material things are just that. They're material. They all start with a vibration of trust that those things were going to come into your experience, and then they did. So we also have to trust in the same way for whatever else we're wanting to come into our experience. And we've got to move the money around, move the things around so that we can make room for more to come in. Okay. Really, really important on movement. I'm also getting a lot of movement with travel. I know it's really hard to travel still right now with the pandemic and everything, but trust me when I say I've already taken I think 5 flights since the pandemic. And it's been fine. You wear your mask. people are social distancing, it's fine. Of course, for those of you who are immune compromised or are in the bracket, or, of course, if you have symptoms or have been around people with the virus, of course, don't fly. Of course, don't travel. Of course, take care of yourself. But I'm talking more about not being afraid to answer the call to travel if you're getting the call intuitively to travel and to move. Because sometimes we're being called to different locations for a reason, because they have a vibration there for us to be activated by or to be assisted in spiritually. Maybe we're being called to, the tropics to get some ancient healing, some sacred healing, some connection to, the water, the energy of the islands, and the foods and fruits there. That is a healing energy. And so if you're being called to that, then trust it and just take the necessary protocol, but don't limit yourself or get stagnant. Same thing if you're being called to the mountains. Maybe you're being called to the mountains and you're really supposed to have some deep activation there from the grounded aspect, the strength, the stability of the mountains, the fresh air, just the vibration of the land there for whatever reason. Maybe you had a past life and you're being called to visit the place where your past life was. These are all things that we don't want to avoid or ignore or, just not do because of the pandemic. We still have to live. We want to live responsibly. We want to live healthily. We want to take care of ourselves, but we don't want to just tarnish our quality of life. Diminish is the word I was looking for. Diminish our quality of life because of everything going on. We need to learn how to adapt. We've got to learn how to adapt and still live our lives. And I've been feeling that, it's something that I was kind of battling with when I was really feeling into whether or not I should reschedule the retreat in Belize for 2021, because I didn't know how people would feel about travel. I don't still know exactly how this is all going to go in the next couple of months, but I do have a deep intuition and a deep calling to still go to Belize, to still host the retreat in March 2021, to still teach people the magic of what they can experience, especially at a time so potent for magic as now, where we're seeing everything in our world changing, when we're seeing the way in which we have the ability to control and kind of move with that change and create from that change. This is the most important time for us to tap into our magic, our ethical magic. And so I'm still going to be hosting my retreat. I have rescheduled it for March 12th to the 19th of 2021. I've checked with all of the restrictions in Belize. They're strict, but they're really safe, and they've got very little cases there. And the travel has just been opened up for their airport. So we are in business. We're rocking and rolling. My intuition, my spirit has been saying that this is the time. And so I'm here for you if you're wanting to tap into some magic in Belize with me in the spring. If you've been feeling that travel bug, then definitely sign up for that retreat. I'm going to put the website to sign up in the link in this description so you can go right to it and sign up. And there is a discount for you if you sign up before Black Friday, the 27th of November. And I don't know if the website has been updated yet on that date, so just take my word for it that we are extending the discount into November 27th. And so it may still say October 31st on the website, but that will be switched really quickly, if not by the time this video uploads. But this is really going to be that opportunity to just take that leap of faith, jump into this experience that your spirit may be calling you to travel, to move your energy around, and to be activated by the sacred lands of Belize with me. But also, if you're being called to travel other places, do that. Don't be afraid. Just take the necessary protocol. And any questions any of you may have about the retreat or about the protocols there, please just feel free to reach out to me. You can comment in the section for comments, or you can email me personally, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, okay? All right, so moving energy, moving money, moving your body with travel and location, moving energy in general, spiritually with shadow work and enlightenment work. This movement is going to generate the momentum for positive change to keep happening for the rest of the year and making room for positive change and abundance in the new year. Now, with this, creativity is on the rise as well. We're so deeply connected to our manifestation power. I know for me, I've been in a creative flow where I've been writing new music just every day, and it's been amazing. So for those of you who are fans of the Spirit Junkie album and fans of my music and who have been probably waiting very patiently for 2 years for me to release something new, it is coming, I promise you, and the creative flow is really, really going well. So it should be coming through pretty quickly for all of you. And I'll be having some information on how to pre-order the album and things like that very, very soon. So keep that in mind and keep an eye out for that. But you're probably noticing it too, that creative flow is flowing deeply, that you may be getting new ideas and inspirations on how to move forward in certain projects that you've always kind of wanted to do but didn't know how to do. Or maybe you're feeling a new motivation, a new energy, a new support energetically to creating that project. So let it happen, honor it, and just flow with it. It's so, so powerful. And the creativity is also directly linked with your ability to be free, to be yourself. So if you're not feeling fully free to be yourself, you may be feeling some stagnancy or blockages in your creative flow. So I invite you to really get clear on who you are, remember who the F you are, and really stand firm in your ability to be free to be who you are, to think how you want to think, to feel how you know you need to feel, to really just express your unique energy and essence, and that will help you to tap more into this creative energy that is on the rise. Okay, honor your unique mind. Your mind is so unique. The way you think, the way you put things together, the way you perceive things is different than everybody else. Even if it's just different subtly, it's still got difference in there. It's still got a unique quality. So honor that and let yourself create from it. Now, the last couple of messages on the spirit message side, actually I have a few more, is joy, happiness and joy. We talked about prioritizing our joy last week and how important it was to prioritize pleasure. And this week I was feeling from my guides that the happiness and joy that we follow, the way in which we express it and prioritize it, that it is going to provide us rewards for aligned perspectives, that we're going to learn more from that happiness and joy that we're letting ourselves receive. We're going to learn more about ourselves. We're going to learn more about the people around us and how they fit into that joy or not. We're also going to learn more about our environments in the same way. So let the wisdom from prioritizing your pleasure really start to flow in so that you can have more aligned perspectives on all that you're meant to really see clearly right now. Of course, we're in Scorpio season, so Scorpio season is all about hidden truths revealed. So that's a part of it as well. And if you're feeling a little bit attacked by Mercury retrograde or Mars retrograde, if you're feeling a little bit attacked by your own shadow or by other people's shadow, if you've just been feeling kind of energetically or psychically attacked from within or outside of you, call on Ganesha. I've been really working so deeply with Ganesha, Ganesha, however you want to say it. But Lord Ganesha is just a powerful, powerful deity for protecting ourselves from obstacles in our way. He clears obstacles in our way, and he also guards our treasure, guards our gift, guards our heart, our purpose if we ask him to. And this can be a really powerful practice to ask Ganesha to guard your treasure, your gifts, your heart, your purpose, whatever you feel like needs protection. Ask Ganesha to guard it. And maybe for you, it's not Ganesha. Maybe it's God, maybe it's Source. Maybe it's your angel guides. Maybe it's Archangel Michael, but call on a protector spirit. And I did a protector spirit meditation just for all of you to be able to recognize and identify your protective spirits. I did that I think a couple weeks ago or a few months ago. So check out the videos in my YouTube channel, and you'll see one of my recent videos is a protection spirit guide video. So calling on your protector guides, okay? And that's going to really help you in feeling like you can just feel really safe and secure from any attacks you've been feeling you may be under. Really, really important. So guard your treasures, guard your energy, guard your time, guard your happiness, guard your heart in a way that's not keeping you from expressing those things, but instead just keeping yourself feeling safe from anyone that may try to take advantage or try to, knock your pleasure or knock you off your square. I learned that from Chad. Like, don't let anybody knock you off your square. So yeah, that's so important. And really guard your heart in a lot of ways right now too. Okay. And that comes with discernment. That comes with this ability to know what's right and what's wrong for you, what's a yes intuitively and what's a no. Your heart will tell you, your heart will open up to things that are yeses, and it will start to constrict to things that are no's. And this is a really powerful practice of discernment. And you always can feel a distortion of energy in something, but sometimes we don't always listen to it. I know for me, that's been a big lesson as well. So listen to when you feel a distortion in a vibration. Pay attention to that, because that's discernment, and that's going to help you guard your treasure, okay? So important. It is harvest season, so even more reason to guard your treasure, your gifts. And then, of course, we want to ground. We want to ground during this time because there's so many spiritual influences, astrological influences. We've got the 1010 portal. We've got the thinning of the veil this week. We've got Halloween and Samhain. We've got the full moon in Taurus, which is also a blue moon, the second full moon of the month. So many things. We're in the harvest season. We're in the Scorpio season. And so we really want to ground. And we're going through so much transformation spiritually. So we want to connect with nature. We want to imagine our energy being rooted in Mother Earth, feeling secure and strong and stabilized. We don't want to feel like we're wandering in the ethers or that we're confused or not able to have direction or focus. We want to feel grounded. So do the work to ground yourself in whatever way you can. I know for me, I've been grounding really, really well with cacao. And tonight I have a cacao ceremony virtually for all of you to participate in, whoever is interested in it. It's going to be an amazing, amazing ceremony. We are going to be talking about the thinning of the veil even more. We're also going to be meditating and really accessing the spirit world in a really powerful way with the power of cacao to ground us. If you didn't get your cacao, that's okay. You can still join the event because you can still feel the spirit of cacao just by being present in the energy of so many that are consuming it and connecting to it. So if you're still interested in that cacao ceremony tonight, it's totally free. It's from 5 to 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time. And it's going to be a really powerful Zoom meeting, and it's going to be so fun. So I put the Zoom information in the description of this video. I also put it in the last video, the last weekly reading. So definitely check that out, because if you're called to it, this can be your introduction to cacao, even if you don't have it with you, just in starting to get, a feel for what that looks like and what that feels like. And it's really exciting for me to offer a free one, at least for my first time hosting a virtual ceremony since I have graduated with my facilitator training. So I'm super excited in that. I can't wait to have you all there for tonight's ceremony. So let's talk a little bit more about the thinning of the veil before we get into this full moon in Taurus, and then we'll pull some cards for summary to end all of this out. But the thinning of the veil, I wanted to just mention again, because I talked a little bit about this at the 1010 portal reading in the beginning of the month. The thinning of the veil is really our ability to feel the spirit world more potently than we've ever felt it. We are going to notice so many more synchronicities if you haven't already. We're also going to feel more of our intuition showing up for us if you haven't already. You're also maybe going to have some really deep and profound spiritual experiences, maybe dreams of passed on loved ones, or connections with guides, or just deep realizations about spirituality or about your enlightenment path. And the biggest thing that I wanted to really focus on today in the thinning of the veil and to reiterate is to release any fear that you have surrounding the spirit world. Remember who you are. You are light. I should have titled this reading, Remember Who the F You Are, because I said it so many times. But remember that you are light. Remember that you are an embodiment of that. Remember that you are always going to be the light in any darkness. And if you ever feel like you're moving into a dark or scary place in the spirit world when you're meditating or just tapping into it, remember that you're the light. And guess what? You can call on that light to bring you out of that dark place. You can call on your guides, your archangels, and your higher self to lead you out of it. But also remember that sometimes going into those dark and dismal places in the spirit world have something for you too. And if you can remember that you're a light and that you are the light, then you also can remember that you are always protected and safe because you are the light. It's when we surrender to darkness, or when we give darkness power, or when we forget our own light within, that's when we can have some experiences that end up influencing us from the dark energy that we may experience. So as long as you remember that you're light, as long as you really have faith and trust in that light that you are, there's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. If you have the pure intentions to connect to the best things, if you're really calling in the best things, the highest vibrations, then there's nothing to worry about. So let yourself release any fears. Get curious, get adventurous. Let your inner child start to play in that spirit world. Have your inner child maybe meet you as a guide and lead you into the spirit world if you're feeling a little hesitant or afraid of it as an adult, because the inner child is fearless and it's excited and it's eager to experience whatever it's meant to experience. You can also ask your higher self or an angel to lead you into the spirit world just so you can feel really safe and protected. But either way, just recognize your ability to tap into it more so right now during this portal this week. And also let yourself play there, because there's so much to discover and there's so many amazing things that can come from it that you could not even fathom until you actually experience it. And then also recognize how you're already connecting to the spirit world, because that will also help to release fears or judgments or doubts. Because when you see how you're already seeing synchronicities and signs, how you're feeling resonant with all these readings every week, how you're, seeing how those things are showing up for you throughout the week, you're already connecting to the spirit world. You're already doing it. So there's no reason to fear it. There's no reason to fear going deeper. There's no reason to doubt what your connection is to the spirit world when you are constantly being validated by it and you're constantly recognizing those validations, okay? All right, everybody. So those are my main messages on a spiritual side, on an intuitive side for this week coming up. Let's go ahead and dive into the astrology influences. And of course, we're going to start with the full moon in Taurus. This is a blue moon, and this is a big one to talk about. And I am going to be diving even deeper into more information about this moon and more just conscious conversation about this moon on Friday, not Saturday, but Friday, the day before the full moon. That way everybody can kind of connect. And if they have any Halloween plans, they don't have to miss the moon talk with Chad and I. So we'll be doing that on Friday. He'll be in Arizona this time, which will be great. So we'll be together in the physical, and we'll be on Instagram live talking about the moon on Friday evening. So I'll be posting exactly what time and all of that on my Instagram. So if you're not already following me, make sure to follow me at Readings by Rissa on Instagram, because you're not going to want to miss whatever we talk about on Friday, because we're going to be able to talk about it in an even more updated way than even today's conversation about it. So let's at least get into what I've been picking up on with this moon for Saturday and some of the astrological influences, okay? How's everybody feeling, by the way? The Celestial Heart is here. So good to see you. She said she recently did a quantum healing session after losing her dad and auntie this year. After the session, she was able to sleep after a whole week of not sleeping. Wow, so, so beautiful. See how traveling into the spirit world, traveling into your subconscious, traveling into your intuition can truly provide such healing. And I really encourage all of you to do those things. You know, if you're being called to a specific type of reading, if you're being called to a specific type of intuitive work, if you are looking for counseling or coaching or mentoring in your intuitive path, if you're looking for a past life reading or a cosmic connections reading or even an energy cleanse or just a general reading, reach out to me. I do those readings, but also reach out to anybody else you've been resonant with and have been getting that call, because this is your opportunity to really tap into the spiritual world in a powerful way and to receive the healing of that. Love that share, Celestial Heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing. Rebecca is here as well. Good to see you. So exciting. I see so many comments here, but I don't want to take too much time reading them all, but I will make sure to read them all after this live. And I'm glad that you're all able to talk to each other in this community as well. So, so awesome. All right, so let's talk about the blue moon. A blue moon is the second full moon in a month. So this is a full moon on the 31st because we had our first full moon in October on the 1st of October. And so this full moon is going to be October 31st. It's a blue moon. And the energetic number, the universal number of that date, 10/31/2020, is 9. 9 is our numerological value for that date. And that means that we are rebirthing, we are gaining wisdom, we are accessing this energy of purging and letting go. Of course, the full moon naturally does that for us as well, but we're going to dive even deeper into that purging with the number 9 for the universal date. And this is a full moon, a blue moon in Taurus, okay? And Taurus is a grounded sign, but it is also a very strong and trailblazing sign as well. It does have a little bit of a fire to it for an earth sign. There's this energy of charging forward. You know, you think of the bull, you think of this charging forward, this fiery kind of energy, but very grounded, very heavy, very sturdy, very strong. And so we're feeling that. We're feeling that with this moon. And the Taurus energy is also about practical steps forward. There's a strategy in the movement forward. There's a consciousness. There's a deliberate energy. There's a purpose to every movement. And that as we take practical steps forward, we are really going to tap into more abundance. So the more we can embody the way in which a Taurus moves forward, then the more we can embody abundance in this moon, okay? So be practical, be strategic, be, logical in what you're seeing from a big picture perspective before charging forward, okay? Really observe, look at things, and then charge, okay? And of course, we are taking charge. We're taking back our power. We're taking back our strength, our security, our stability in who we are, our independence. And we're showing dedication and drive and commitment to that. So this is a really powerful energy that is going to show us where we're not being committed, where we're not driving forward as much as we need to be, where we're not being as disciplined or dedicated as we could be, or as loyal to what we want as we could be. So if you're noticing any things in your lives that are showing you that, that's the full moon showing you what you need to work on, what you need to release, what you need to redirect in order to step more into that dedication, drive, and commitment to your moving forward. And you want to really commit to what you know you want and what you know you're meant to do. And don't settle for anything and don't ignore anything. Let yourself really, really, really honor the way in which hidden truths have been revealed with the Scorpio season, the way the signs and synchronicities have shown up for you with the 1010 portal and the thinning of the veil, and take real, true consideration of all of that so that you can use it for the wisdom, the rebirth, and the continuation of your enlightenment path that you're experiencing, okay? And it's also releasing cords, releasing contracts, going back to that karma. We're ending karma. We're ending karmic debts. We're ending karmic relationships that we know we've ended before this time in our lives, but maybe we still have some loose ends with energetically or mentally, emotionally. And we really want to release cords to contracts that we've already completed. And you know that you've completed a contract when you know you've done everything you can in a situation, and you've done it the way that you know you were called to, and that you really saw the full completion of the lesson play out. You saw the full completion of the wisdom from that experience. Sometimes we recognize that we could have done something better in a karmic relationship, but we realize that by not doing that thing better, it helped us to realize, sorry guys, my words. It helped us to realize exactly what we needed to strengthen or what we needed to do better for a future. And it helped us realize the importance of, shifting that behavior. So maybe, a karmic relationship is showing you, what you could have done better. But if you have the wisdom of that now, then that karmic connection is complete, at least on your side. And so you want to release the cords. You want to let that go. You want to release the contracts where you've really felt, complete realization, things coming full circle, and wisdom and awareness, so that you can be rid of those and open up to new things to flow in, so you can keep doing the spiritual work, and keep raising to that next level of success in it. And also releasing our limiting beliefs to our astral realm creations. Or the spirit world connections that we have. So again, releasing limiting beliefs. This is fear, doubts, judgments towards, our astral realm creations, the things that we've been envisioning, that we've been manifesting, that we've been, hoping for and wishing for and dreaming of. Those are our astral realm creations. We're creating that energy by just thinking about it and intending for it and desiring it and being eager for it. And we don't want to be afraid or doubtful or judgmental to our ability to bring those astral realm creations into the physical. We want to believe that we can do that. And we want to really do the work to start to embody whoever that version of ourself is that is living in those astral realm creations, because that's what's going to bring it into the physical. Okay. I hope that makes sense for all of you. This also means to release any limiting beliefs to our spirit world connections, because our spirit world connections are what's helping us bring in those astral realm creations to the physical world. Okay. It all is connected. So let yourself really, really, really release any limiting beliefs, and to get really clear on those limiting beliefs. Journal about it, take some time to meditate and see what comes up, and then write it down and do the work to embody something different. And then we're also actively charging through our shadow work, just like the Taurus. We're moving forward, we're charging through with strength, with gusto, with bravado in our shadow work. And we're really just no longer fearless. We're adamant. We're adamant for the changes that we want in our lives. And we're dedicated to it, no matter what we have to do to make those changes, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how painful it can be to revisit certain things of our shadow, no matter how time consuming it might be or energy consuming it might be. This is our opportunity to be adamant about our healing, to be adamant about our abundance, to be adamant about our miracles that we're creating in our lives, and to do the shadow work, to charge through it actively, to face it fearlessly, and to just not give up, because when it gets hard, that's when you know you're actually doing the shadow work. So you don't want to just stop when it gets hard. You actually want to go in even deeper, just like a workout. When it starts to get hard and challenging, that means that your body's really being tested and also being activated into new levels of strength. So you don't want to just stop as soon as things start to get hard, because then you're not going to receive the benefit of that strengthened muscle. So you want to keep pushing in to that shadow work when it gets difficult, and charge through it. Remember, we are permeable beings. So when we charge through, that energy is going to move through us. But if we try to move away from it or avoid it or just stop in front of it, we're never going to move through it. It's always just going to be in our way. We don't want that. Okay. So call on Ganesha to remove the obstacles and just let yourself charge through. All right. Mystery and magic with this blue moon in Taurus is also really strong. Of course, with the Scorpio season so in full effect right now, we're going to feel a lot of mystery and magic in our ability to move forward, a lot of understanding in really accepting the unknown as we move forward and knowing that no matter what, if we can lean into that with trust and with intention and with manifestation power, then that unknown mystery of what's to come will actually turn into magic, the magic that we've deliberately created. All right, so take steps to activate and open the door to what you want through your magic. Learn more about your magic, learn more about magic in general. Come to the retreat in the spring if you're being called to it, because that's where you're going to really step into even more magic. And maybe this is that opportunity for you that you're being called to really step into a commitment to your magic and a commitment to developing your magic. So let yourself really hear your heart and your intuition if it's leading you to that, okay? And any other steps to activate your magic or to just learn more about it, do that, because it's going to be so, so powerful and so rewarding during this time. And it's also going to help you make room for the new year. This moon, this Taurus moon, we talked about it the last couple of weeks as well. As we get closer to the new year, we're releasing things to help us make room for the new year. So anything that you've been clinging to emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, that you know is in the way of what you want to create in your life for next year or what you want to have in your life for next year, let that stuff go. Don't carry baggage into a brand new year. It's like taking out the garbage and then instead of throwing it into the garbage, bin, you just walk back into the house with it and set it down. Like, don't do that. We don't want to go back into the house with garbage. No, let's get rid of that, especially if you just cleaned your house. You're walking into a new house. Like, imagine the new year, 2021, a new house. We're not going to take all of our garbage from the old house and bring it into the new house. No, that's going to create clutter. That's going to create mess. That's going to create confusion. That's going to create, just not good energy, right? Toxic energy. So do not carry baggage into the new year. Release that baggage now with this full moon coming up on Saturday and let it help you make room for what's to come next year. And then, of course, as we end close to this reading, I'm going to bring up the title of this reading, which is to stop doubting and start doing, which is really the theme that I've been talking about this whole reading, charging forward, trusting yourself, not letting yourself get caught up in limiting beliefs, fears, or judgments, but truly, truly, truly doing the work and following strong into the future with this wisdom, this balance, this center that we've achieved. And be that mother of mercy, allow yourself to give yourself compassion and love in those times where you may waver in that. Be compassionate, be patient with yourself, but just know that if you can keep that intention alive to stop doubting and really just start doing the energetic work, doing the activities, making the plans, taking the actions, charging forward, then you're really going to embody what you're meant to embody right now. And so let's talk a little bit about the astrological influences of this time. Of course, we have with this moon coming up, we've got Samhain as well, which is the Druid mystical holiday, which is it's actually the traditional version of Halloween. So you can look up that a little bit, but this is a great time for ritual, great time for magic, great time for manifestation, great time for connecting to the elements, for connecting to the spirit world, of course, and of course, connecting the cosmos. Anything as above, so below that we can connect to spiritually in the highest vibration is going to help us during this time celebrate Halloween, Samhain, and the thinning of the veil. So let's talk a little about the astrological influences to just understand a little bit more. We've got Uranus conjunct the moon at 8 degrees, and that 8 degrees is all about leadership, courage, transformation in a positive way. And Uranus conjuncting the moon is bringing in abundance awareness, and it's also helping us to be more transformational and adapt to change for the sake of our abundance. So that's going to really help us on this moon. Then we also have Mercury retrograde squaring Saturn during this moon. And that is going to be some lessons, y'all. That is going to be kind of our last push with this Mercury retrograde. I don't know about you, but the Mercury retrograde has been kicking my butt, y'all. Like, seriously, I never have Mercury retrogrades like this. And this Mercury retrograde has been really intense for me. It has affected my technological communications and connections. It has affected my, actual personal communications. It's affected my internal communications. So if you're feeling that, just know these are all teaching you lessons. And if you can really appreciate the lessons that show up for you when they do, even if they're hard lessons to learn, then you're going to really prevent yourself from having repeated lessons like this in future Mercury retrogrades. So we're going to feel a little bit more of those lessons for this last push of the retrograde, but it will ease up by the 6th of November. So by like a week and a half from now, we're going to feel a little bit better. Okay. So just keep moving through, learn the lessons, honor the lessons, be grateful for it, and just be kind to yourself through the way in which these retrogrades, Mercury and Mars, are affecting you. Okay. All right, so that is the full moon in Taurus, the blue moon in Taurus. I hope that really resonated with all of you and got you nice and prepared for that Saturday full moon. And again, I'll be talking more about the moon in my moon talks with Chad on Friday evening. So make sure to pay attention to my Readings by Rissa Instagram page so you know exactly what time we go live and so you can actually see that live when we do. All right. A couple other astrological influences of the week. We've got Wednesday really bringing in some new beginnings for us with renewal of joy and renewal of joy in love. And the sun is 150 degrees to Chiron that day. So highlighting ways for us to heal and also highlighting healing in general, the healing we've already done and the benefits of it, the rewards of that. Of course, I said the full moon in Taurus on the 31st of October, Halloween. And then on the 1st of November, when we officially enter that Mother of Mercy card energy with November 1st and the brand new month, we're going to see Mercury starting to station direct and still squaring Saturn. So we're going to start to feel, yes, some still tough lessons, but they're going to start to balance out. We're going to start to feel a little reprieve and patience with the tests of the mind and communication that we've been undergoing. Okay. Wow. So much, right? Like so much that we talked about and so much to process, so much to integrate. So take your time integrating all these messages, rewatch this reading as many times as you need to, watch it with a friend, send it to a friend, share it with people who you feel like need this, because as you share these energies, this light, this community, we are building that web of light community even more and helping people access more peace and grace in their lives spiritually. And this is such a beautiful time. We're going through a lot of discovery of truth, a lot of discernment, a lot of disclosure, a lot of change. And in that, we need our community even more than usual. So I'm so grateful for you joining today. Let's go ahead and pull some cards to summarize. Checking in with all of you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes. Thank you guys for the love. Celestial Heart with the super chat. Thank you, Maria, as well for the super chat. You all are so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Beginning of the week card with the Healing of the Angels deck. So powerful. I have a feeling I'll be channeling some messages for each of the zodiac signs, or at least the elements of the zodiac signs, on Friday for our moon talk. So I'll probably go over the earth signs, the water signs, the fire signs, and the air signs on Friday evening on live for Instagram's moon chat with Chad. So if you guys are wanting to know a little bit more about your particular zodiac sign during such a pivotal moon, definitely make sure you follow me on Instagram and check out that live moon chat, because I will be channeling that through. They are very adamant. My guys are very adamant about that. They want me to channel through some messages for you on Friday. So I will be doing that. Can't wait for that. That'll be great. I love when my guides are so vocal about channeling and the need for it. What? This is so cool. All right. I flipped all my cards upside down. Okay. First card, beginning of the week, Trust. What did we talk about? Stop doubting and start doing. So trust. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust the ways in which you're transforming, you're changing, and you're activating new light in your life. This is a powerful, powerful time. So trust it. I don't know why I'm getting blurry here, but you guys see it. Trust. Let's see if I can get one more clear view. There we go. Oh, no, it doesn't want to do it. Okay, fine. Beginning of the week card, trust. Okay. Next card, we just had this card. We just finished out this card for the weekend, and it's coming back already only a few days later for the middle of the week card. This is the Miracles card. Check it out again from the Mary Magdalene deck. I was talking about Mary Magdalene earlier and the Magdalene manuscript in regards to being that empty vessel and remembering that we are permeable beings of light. And look at that beautiful, beautiful card, the Tree of Life, golden in power and strength and confidence with that solar plexus energy, creating miracles, bringing the astral realm creations into the physical world when we travel to the spirit world and we release fear in our connection to it. We create miracles, okay? So powerful. That's for the middle of the week. And then the end of the week card is all about forgiveness. And this is really in regards to those soul contracts, those karmic contracts, really allowing yourself to feel into your heart the light that you are and the wisdom that you've gained from those soul contracts, from those karmic lessons, and just forgive yourself, forgive others so that you can let it go. And it says, hurt blocks our light. Hurt blocks our light, and it does. So if we allow ourselves to be hurt or stay in a place of hurt or to hurt people, we are blocking our light. So let go of hurt and let go of any habits of hurting in any form so that you can activate more of your light this week for the end of the week. And then I did pull a full moon, blue moon in Taurus. And it is the Brother in Darkness card from the Goddess Isis deck. And the Brother in Darkness card says, whenever negative energy is present, it is a sign that we are ready to move more deeply into our feminine divine power. You shall overcome any negative energies with grace and triumph. Stay in your heart. There is no need to be afraid. What a powerful energy as we move into the Mother of Mercy card for November. This is such a powerful energy for that divine feminine power with that mothering, nurturing energy and that mercy, that grace, that staying in our heart and triumphing without fear. Okay. So that is our Taurus moon card. Again, we've got trust for the beginning of the week. We've got miracles for the middle of the week. We've got forgiveness. Forgiveness for the end of the week. And then we've got the Brother in Darkness card for the moon. Okay. I will be posting a review of these cards, of course, in the description of this video, along with the announcement and website for the retreat in March 2021, where we're going to be diving into magic and ritual and understanding light magic in its most ethical and highest vibrational form, while we're in paradise in Belize, experiencing supercharged vegan cuisine and the Caribbean Sea, and going on some excursions to the ancient Mayan ruins, all sorts of things we're going to experience in that retreat. So I'll be posting the link to sign up for that as well, because there is a discount until Black Friday. So definitely go in there and grab your discount before that expires if you're feeling called to this retreat. And then also I will be also posting about my coaching program and signing up for a consultation call if you're interested in learning more about the coaching and just all of my information for you to reach out to me if you need a reading or you just need to ask a question about something about an event or something that I said here. Feel free to reach out to me, okay? And make sure to follow me at Readings by Rissa on Instagram to see all of the content that I'll be sharing on there as well this week. I hope to see all of you at the cacao ceremony tonight, the virtual cacao ceremony, the thinning of the veil, virtual cacao ceremony that I'm hosting for free this evening. 5 to 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time, which is 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, okay? I'll put the details in the description of this video as well, but I also posted a flyer for it in the community tab. So if you're wanting to join that event, you can get all the info there. All right. I love you so much. I had such a great time connecting. How are all of you feeling? So good to have been able to chat with you. Again, just to remind everybody, I will be ending the live readings very soon, but I will still be giving weekly readings. Don't worry. I'm not going to just leave you guys hanging. Definitely still going to do weekly readings, but we're going to transition into pre-recorded readings that I will premiere every week, and there will still be a live chat. So nothing will really change. The only difference will be that I won't be live. But the cool part is I'll be able to actually watch the premiere of the reading with you, and I'll be able to actually communicate with you as you watch the reading, as we watch it together. So I'll actually be able to respond to a lot of your comments because I won't be talking while watching you comment. So this will be really fun, and I will be transitioning into that over the next couple of weeks. So probably the next 2 weeks will be live, but then after that, it will move into pre-recorded, but it may be even sooner. So just keep an eye out. And if you see a premiere of a weekly reading instead of a live weekly reading, just know nothing much is changing. It's still going to premiere at the same time. In fact, we're going to be able to communicate even more because I'll be able to comment and watch with you. Okay. I love you all so much. Thank you for joining, and I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend and Sunday. And I will talk to you on that Moon Talk on Friday evening. Peace.